Hi, welcome back. We're going to look now at how we can come up with our final answer. So I'm over here on the side here, and we're going to take what we have as our partial quotients, and we're going to add them together. Now, it's important to make sure that they are in the right line. This is not, so I would actually need to rewrite it so that it's in the correct row and column, or excuse me, column. And I would go ahead and add 100 plus 2 is 102. Now, when I write it up here, many times students want to start over here. That is incorrect. In division, we start all the way far over to the right-hand side. So we would line up our 2 right over our 9, and we'd write our 0 right over our 4, and our 1 would go right over our 3. That is important to make sure that we keep them in their columns. Now, a way to write what's left over down here, the 3, is you can write an R, which stands for remainder, which means that is what's left over, and we can put a 3 there. Or another option that we have is we can actually take the number 3, which is what's left over, and put it over our divisor, which is 23. So there are two different ways to do it. Now, later on, when you get into 6th grade math, they'll be talking about putting a decimal here. Well, you cannot just put decimal 3. That is incorrect. You would actually be putting a decimal here and adding some zeros and carrying it on in the process. But what you need to know for 5th grade standard is that these are all possible answers. Now, when it comes to a word problem, you need to make sure you follow the directions carefully and read the question again, because depending on what the question's asking for, if they're asking for how many buses they would need, well, with 3 students left out, you would need 103 buses. But if they're asking how many of the full buckets would she have, the answer would be 102, because that 3 would not be enough to make another complete bucket. So whenever doing word problems, please read carefully to find out what the question is actually asking. Thank you. I look forward to being with you next time.